What's up, everybody? I'm Blessed and Free. Welcome back to another episode of DOC TV. So, man, I got my boy on today. We're going to do an interview with him. Man, why don't you go ahead and tell the people what your name is and where you're from?
Brim D, man, Baldwin County, little spot, Daphne, Alabama, down here across the bridge from Mobile. So, you know, we're at the bottom of the map and shit by Florida and Mississippi.
Like, what was life like growing up in Mississippi? And, like, when did you first start getting into trouble and getting introduced, you know, to the system?
Well, shit, I mean, I'm from Alabama. You know what I'm saying? I was born and raised. We right by Mississippi and we right by Florida. So we right off the I-10 highway. So we're in a high drug area. You know what I'm saying? It's right there off the main interstate, and it leads you straight to Texas all the way through Florida, and you can go right to Atlanta. So, you know what I'm saying? We right in a little hub by New Orleans and shit. So you grow up exposed to a lot. You know what I'm saying? You grow up seeing a lot, and, you know, certain kids take to certain shit when you grow up and you real impressionable. You dig what I'm saying? Really, I came coming from a house, like a background, like a household with decent income. So it wasn't so much the money, you know what I'm saying? I was really more attracted to the activity, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was a young athlete, and that's really what I fell in love with, you know what I'm saying? The activity. I was, you know what I'm saying, a fighter by the time I was 13, you know what I'm saying? I was a gang member and shit. But it wasn't really because we was broke and didn't have shit, you know what I'm saying? It was just because I was attracted to that rush, that activity, you know what I'm saying? And it translated from the football field to whether we was in the streets to at the skating ring, you know what I'm saying? It was just like niggas was with the shit.
You're almost addicted to, like, the adrenaline of everything.
Yeah, you always find yourself, like, knowing that the one who gonna get off or the one who, you know what I'm saying, who know. As a child, you know, this when you first putting together who you gonna be and who you are, and a nigga noticed that, like, that respect shit, nigga kind of got on that. It was like, man, I hit this nigga in the face, and I only did it because he was messing with me, but I see the reaction I get out of everybody. So it's like, yeah, I'm with that because we come up fighting with each other. You know what I'm saying? Me, I got a big family. My mama had 13 brothers and sisters, so it's plenty cousins. So fighting wasn't shit, but it's like everybody wasn't raised like that. So as some people see that on the outside, you know, they look at it like, oh, you just this hard motherfucker, but it's like, nah, we just churn. But you know what I'm saying? We don't mind getting knotted up and bloody and shit like that.
When did you, like, first start getting in trouble, man, where you, like, got arrested?
I mean, really, like, the first time I ever got arrested on some shit, it was on some, I was like 13 at a Mardi Gras parade. And it was a fight broke out between some people that I didn't have nothing to do with it. And I feel a push from my back. So, you know, as a kid, I turn around and I swing too, because I'm thinking somebody thinking I'm part of something. So I thought I got attacked. Well, it was actually the police trying to break up the fight. So I two-pieced the police and shit, and that was my first time going to jail. You know what I'm saying?
So when you got arrested for that, like, a slap on the wrist because it was your first time, like, when did you catch, like, a major case where you're like, all right, I might be going up that road?
Shit, like, the charge I initially caught to end up going to prison and the probation, what started that shit was a distribution. Unlawful distribution of a controlled substance. That's what it's called in Alabama. You know what I'm saying? And
do they carry minimum mandatories in Alabama?
Man, to be real, if you're gonna catch in the jail sentence 15 years and under, Alabama the state you want to catch it in. You know, in Alabama, they do 35% of their time with the good time.
Oh, damn.
You know what I'm saying? So they got game time and good time or whatever you call it. And you end up doing actually 35%. So if you do 10 years, if you get a 10-year sentence, you're looking at 3 years, 8 months, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? EOS.
37% Alabama's running right now?
35%. But I mean, it's so overcrowded. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like they go ahead and put you in that motherfucking spot and give you on that hard time, but it move fast if you don't get in that bitch and violate. When you violate, though, you know, the first thing they do is snatch your good time. So your EOS day, because you caught one disciplinary, can slide from 2021 to the middle of 2022 off of one disciplinary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yeah, so they kind of get you on the back end with the DRs then. That's why they give that 35, hoping you ain't going to get it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Hoping this let you piss dirty. Shit, they'll take a year good time from you. A year good time, that's what? You're doing the 75 for 30. You're getting 75 days credit for every 30 you do. So they take a year, you know what I'm saying? That shit set you back. It's like, but they give you an opportunity to get in there and get out if that's what you own.
Yeah. So how long did you end up getting from that case that you were talking about?
Well, I think I was 19 or 20 when I caught that first distribution. Like, nigga, rap sheet have been stressed out, so a nigga don't just pinpoint them times and remember. But I was a young nigga, and I ended up getting youthful offender. I don't know if they have that in other states, but it's kind of like it's your first time in the big leagues catching the charge, so they got a preset to where 3 years is the maximum amount of time they can sentence you as a youthful offender when you get your little status or whatever. It got to be your first real felony. You know what I'm saying? I got my YO, and the initial thing was to do probation and not even go to prison, right? But on probation, so I just really didn't believe it was real. You know what I'm saying? I got put on probation after, and I caught it wasn't a big charge, but a distribution. You know what I'm saying? I served the undercover. They ran the whole sting operation where I sell it to them, and you know the police come zoom in out of nowhere and shit. So it was like that was heavy shit for my age, but I ended up getting probation, you know what I'm saying, with the youthful offender. So, of course, I violated, you know what I'm saying, fucked up. And you feel me, not taking the shit, you know what I'm saying? And shit, they ended up giving me the little 3 years. So I ended up doing like half of that, like almost 2, you know what I'm saying? Almost 2 on that.
So you were saying the YO offenders in Florida, we have like what's called a JIT camp, man. Like that's where under 24 and under is where you're going to one of those. And those are pretty much, you know, banged out gladiator schools. Yeah.
If you 24, you can still go to a boot camp?
Yeah. Yep.
For real? Yeah. See, down here they had a whole prison just designated for the young motherfucker, but it's still a prison. So you still might have some people in there that's 38. That's 35, and they might have been there for 12 years, but usually it's like one camp that they're going to send everybody that, like you said, 24, 25 and down.
So when you went to the JIT camp, like, how does it go when you walk in there? Is it like, yo, where are you from? What you banging? Like, tighten up? Or like, how does that go where you're at?
Well, like down, I didn't go to the JIT. I went to the bottom. You know what I'm saying? I went to the bottom, and that's a place down here. It's really known for goddamn drugs and extra activity. So not really found. Yeah, when I first went, I got sent to the bottom. You know, you go to the processing camp, and you know, so y'all got a general processing camp that every prisoner go to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you speculate from there where they gonna send you. So I'm thinking, I'm a young nigga, this is my first time in prison. They finna send me to, you know what I'm saying, the gladiator school. Well, they sent me to what they refer to in Alabama as Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying? So heavy homosexual activity, heavy stupid, you know what I'm saying? Heavy phone play, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they was still on the fighting, transitioning to that heavy knife play, you know what I'm saying? So you can still get a fade there, but right across the street at the level 5 at Holman, wasn't no fighting going on, you know what I'm saying? So you got to see niggas going back and forth between the two camps because they 6-7 miles from each other.
So it's basically stabbings and booty bandits everywhere.
And I'm talking about butt demons. You feel me? But it's kind of, it puts you in a different mindset when you see that it's damn near more people participating than it is not. You become the minority as the motherfucker that's straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I know, bro. They were at the camp I was at, man. Like, it's a whole nother world in there, bro. Like, how was that time for you when you went through there? Like, did you have family that was riding out with you? Like, how did that look for you?
Well, I mean, like I said earlier, like, so I've been participating with the, you know what I'm saying, with the gang activity ever since I was 13 years old. So coming off the streets, even before I went to prison, I sat a stint in the county like 6, 7, 8 months before I went. And that's what type of time a nigga was on. You know, you first time going to prison, you don't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? I'm from a smaller county. It's land-wise, it's the biggest county in the state. But population-wise, it's maybe like number 8. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to prison, you can't depend on a lot of people being from where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? So when I went, I found game. You feel what I'm saying? Or like, what I did really, I made my own plan. I went in there and I got stamped. I identified myself immediately. You know what I'm saying? So it's like anybody that's affiliated with what I'm affiliated with, they gonna find me, or I'm gonna bump into them and we gonna find, you know what I'm saying? That was my play to whatever, to like because I didn't know what was going on, and I didn't have nobody to directly coach me through shit. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I didn't get put on in prison. You know what I'm saying? I was put on the street. So I come in already knowing motherfuckers, already, you know what I'm saying, like on that level. I just went down that path just because. So say you come in prison and you may be a GD or a Crip or whatever. You don't got to be on that type of time just because you a part of that on the street. But you can make that decision that say that I'm this on the street. So when I come up in here, this what I'm on. You know what I'm saying? I was on that. I tried to come with the mindset to like what I need to do in here so that when I get out, you know what I'm saying, like I can push this line and really goddamn, you know what I'm saying, be him. And that's what I really came on.
So when you were there and you were doing that, man, like what gangs are running camps in Alabama? Like where's the power at?
Well, shit, I mean, it's kind of bust down into location, you know what I'm saying? So depending on where you at, it depends on, and I would say Alabama is not as structured as you would see maybe a California prison or a lot of the federal prisons I done heard about, you know what I mean? But really, like, you got the Southern Brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? You got the Aryan Brotherhoods, you got the white people, they do they shit, and you got GDs, you got Bloods, you got Crips. But it's not really, in Alabama, it's not really gang, you know what I'm saying? It's really more area code related when you come to making power moves in prison. So who running the camp? Birmingham. You know what I'm saying? Birmingham really got the camp. Because it's all three gangs and maybe some white boys that's all from Birmingham. And really that area code shit, motherfuckers be more loyal to that than their organizations.
Yeah, because that's home team. Yeah, home team.
That's home team. Exactly. Yeah. That's home team. So really, that's who run the camps. It be certain area code. Mobile might run the camp, Montgomery, or Birmingham. Them the three.
Do they put all you guys together? Like, are their GDs and Bloods on the unit together?
Yes. Yeah. They on the unit together. Now you might have. So what you'll have is like one dome that's predominantly GDs. So they'll say that's a GD dome, but you still might have 10 Bloods that live in there. But that's a GD dome because it's 40 of them in there. You know what I'm saying? Or 30 of them in there. And it might be the opposite with the dome across the hall. It might be 25 Bloods in there and, you know what I'm saying, 7 Crips. So they'll say that's a Blood dome.
You're in the mix of it all because you're obviously banging. Like, what do you think that you can talk about was like the craziest things that you saw go on either in the gang or, you know, gang on gang type shit?
I mean, I guess for somebody coming, when you coming fresh from the streets, one of the most brazy situations is how quick you can get it some shit and not even have nothing to do with it. Once you stamp yourself as a part of something and a part of a movement or organization or whatever, it's like if you're not at the top of that bitch, you know what I'm saying, the calls that go down when some shit pop off, you just really got to put your boots on and ride. You know what I'm saying? So it was a situation that killed it to where, like, you know what I'm saying, like some Bloods and some GDs had got into it. And it was in a different dome. So when like the homies come over there to where we at and get a call, I'm just now getting acquainted with I don't even really know these boys like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I ain't even have boots. So I put on my buddies, the little fake ass Converses, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I put them hoes on, lace them hoes up, you know what I'm saying, and go step. But it's like
nigga whole foot slip through that bitch.
Well, yeah, you get crossed on the basketball court, the whole soul come out that bitch. But it's like at that time I didn't know who I was riding or what I was riding for. And doing time on down the road, you kind of find out that a lot of them cats wasn't even certified like that. You know what I'm saying? Like on the game, that shit really. And if you young and ready to just go do something, like them boys will put a steering wheel in your back and send you
on a mission.
What? And so you had the real deal. I had to grow up. You know what I'm saying? Much as I love the gang, you know what I'm saying? Much as I was loyal to it, a nigga still had to realize, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a man though. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a man first, and the nigga got to be grown about shit. So it's like, yeah, certain shit a nigga you can ride because you loyal to it, but at the same time, it's like you got to stand on what you stand on as a person. And if that shit started to conflict, sometimes you got to make decisions. You feel me?
Was when you went to prison then the only time you went?
No. No, I got out for almost a good year. I got out for a year. And the second time I went back, you know, it was more verse and I was more comfortable, you know what I'm saying? And that's fucked up to say, but it's true. Like, I didn't have the jittery, nervous shit in me no more. I get to the camp, and now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't scared to go run down here 6 minutes before count. You know what I'm saying? When before they say count time, motherfucker going straight to the bed. You feel me? So it's like the second time around in prison was a little bit more open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So do you feel like from what you're saying, do you feel the system is designed to get you comfortable with going back? Like, do you think that there's that comfortability that comes your second time because you already know, like, all right, this is going to happen. I'm going to lay down, I'm going to do this, and then boom, I'll hit the streets.
Exactly. It's almost like, you know, initially before you ever go to
Stress time is in the county anyway.
Anybody who's been to prison knows that the hard time is the county on the way to prison. So when it's not your first trip no more, you in the county beating on the door like, bitch, send the train, come get me. You know what I'm saying? Like, get me up out this motherfucker. Like, let me walk around the yard. Let me lift some weights. Let me smoke a cigarette. Let me goddamn use a cell phone. Like, I'm up in this bitch in a cage, you know what I'm saying, in that county. But you right as the fact that, like, after that first time, before you ever go to prison, you know, you live on there like, I don't know, people getting raped in prison, people dying in prison, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that fear will kind of keep you straight to an extent. But once you done been there, you see that motherfuckers is getting fucked, but it's so many sisters in that bitch. I ain't heard no cases of nobody getting raped. Niggas is willingly fucking in there. And you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas is getting stabbed, folks is getting, you know what I'm saying, shit happening, but you also see that, like, I went in there and I survived. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, now you come out on the type of time like, shit, if I had to go lay down again, I could.
You know, in Florida, they be having, like, if you a neutron, they call neutron neutral people. If you a neutron,
you ain't in no game.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to survive. So that's why they.
So that was going to be my next question. So in Florida, like, white boys, you know, obviously are the minority. I mean, there's a bunch of them that are bumping and there's a bunch that aren't, you know what I'm saying? So how is it for a white boy neutron, not gang affiliated, going into Alabama Department of Corrections?
And they gonna want to fuck him. Straight up. Like, I ain't even gonna lie to you. I watched on Brim Gang, I watched that shit. I watched it in quarantine. Y'all got a quarantine period. And y'all, when you first go to the initial camp, when you first get into prison, they have we got a quarantine. So for like 14 days until your HIV test come back, they make you stay in here. So ain't no canteen, ain't no you know what I'm saying, like ain't no.
Yeah, that's worse than county time.
Exactly, that's exactly what it is. You got them 3 meals you get from prison, and that's it. But what it is also like, if you've been to prison before, when you first get to prison and you in this little quarantine phase, if you know anybody that's in the camp already and everything is here, you secluded, so no cigarettes allowed, no food allowed. So imagine if you get access to a pack of cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? So you'll come in this bitch with deodorant, stamps, you know what I'm saying? You'll come in that bitch with money, you feel me? So
big sack.
And you understand, so that's kind of how like the black market works. So I'm in quarantine, I watch a motherfucker, a white boy, I guess you refer to him as a neutron, you know what I'm saying? And I watch him come in, he come into prison for his first time. So you in this dome for probably up to like 10 to 14 days until all your testing come back before you gone. And from the time that we first got up in there, he first leaving the county to prison, I watched the motherfucker approach him on some friendly shit, and fast forward to day 14, they sleeping on the same rack together, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bro, he put the boot thing down like one step at a time, and I'm watching it. So first he's sitting on the edge of the bed, you know what I'm saying?
And you can watch that shit go down, bro, and be like, that dude just got. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's up with him. It's like, damn, he don't even know it.
You almost feel bad for him, man, watching it go down.
But rule number one in the prison system is mind your business. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you ain't ready to ride for it, then don't acknowledge it. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? Shit.
Hey, ain't no Captain Save-A-Ho over here, man.
No, they call him War Daddy.
Yeah, you know I'm good on that.
So did you had to get gang affiliated when you went in there, or is it like, I mean,
no,
I
never did, man. I never got affiliated. I got approached and shit, you know what I'm saying? But Really, man, I was just on there, go do my time, work out, get big, and get on the street. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I mean, I ran into problems. You can go in there and you're always going to run into shit. You know what I mean? I didn't put myself in a position to where like I like do getting got or, you know, getting, making them break it off and all that shit. But so, all right, you went to prison, you got out, you went back. From the last time that you were in prison, what do you think changed for you? Because obviously you're out now, you're doing good. You know what I mean? Like, where did that change start at?
Well, I would say that second time in prison, you know what I'm saying? That second time in prison where like, you know, the first time it's a shock for everybody. So I didn't really get to experience the struggle. I got to see, you know what I'm saying, the experience of prison, but I didn't get to experience the struggle of being in that bitch broke. You know what I'm saying? Like the first time I went to prison, I had people that was sending me money whenever I called, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in that bitch eating Snicker bars, you know, lifting weights. I come home 50 pounds heavier, like 30 of it muscle, you know what I'm saying? Because I was just bench pressing and squatting every day and eating and shit. But the second time I went, my children were a little older, you know what I'm saying? So they understood more than my absence more, like it affected them. And my folks, I kind of felt ashamed, so I didn't call as much asking for shit. So I felt it more the second time, and it was just like, this ain't what it is. But the second time I went in there, though, I was still ganged out. Like but by that time, I was comfortable in the prison, so I was the one calling the meetings, you know what I'm saying, by my second bed, you feel me? It was just like, but I did understand at that point that like, prison, this shit ain't for me. I'm not cool with this systematic lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Well, institutionalized, what they say, I wasn't cool with that. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, they leave you no choices, man. Like you literally do what the fuck you're told, or they lay your ass down for a while.
Straight up. Yeah. Straight up, and it ain't ways around it.
So what do you got going on now, man? I know you got a YouTube channel. How can the people find you that are watching, bro?
Oh man, just tap in Brim D. Type it in on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? And that's gonna lead you to all my social media platforms, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. You can Google it.
I'll drop the link in the description so they'll be able to find it, you know, quick and shit. But I just want to thank you for coming on the channel, man. If you guys are new and you're tuning in for the first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you've enjoyed this episode, press that like button. And with that, it's DOC TV, and we're out.